Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nuke coming at you with another episode of Day Trading with Nuke. And it is Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. And this is your pre-morning watch list. And what we have, starting off with the SPY, is you can see we had a really green day yesterday, continuing this uptrend we've been on. And what's important to you is that we broke the 200 back on Friday, or Thursday actually, and then Friday we had a doji and we held the 200, and then yesterday we started out over it, kind of went a little back and forth. At the beginning of the day it was a little hard to follow, and then it just ramped up yesterday and just wouldn't stop. So you can see that on the 1 minute chart here, but it looks good on the daily. So what we're looking at today is overnight it's held its value. Yes, there is a chance it'll sell down, but there's also a good possibility that things are ramping up this week. So top down, our resistance will go up to the 200% extension, which I don't think it's going to get there. I'm fairly certain we'll see the 100 be in the plate. The 50 and the 100 is kind of the max I'd be looking for, but just in case, because things were kind of getting out of the ordinary in terms of how big things moved yesterday. So let's give it some wiggle room just in case, right? So, and follow along on the right side here as we go. But 277.20 is 200%. 150 is going to be at 276, 274.86, 273.69. Then we've got our pre-market high of 272.52, pre-market low of 270.18. Then we got the 269.06, 267.84, and I don't picture it going far below that if it goes. Yeah, definitely expect the 269 to be a good solid resistance point, since that's just below what the absolute low of yesterday would have been. All right, so what did that look like for us today? Apple had an amazing day yesterday. You can see how it just ramped up, and then the way you want to look at that is we broke above the 50 EMA, and then it just had a solid day magneting up to that 200. So what does that mean for us today? We'll take the 200 because normally they don't jump more than that. Actually, you know what? We'll go all the way down the list. 181.61. That's not likely. Wow. Yeah, that's because that's way up there, right? 181.64. I doubt you'd ever see that in a day. 179.39. Still not. And then coming more realistic, 177.40. Still on the, kind of out there side. We'll get down a little bit smaller increments at the 176.18, 175.11, 174.04, and then currently the pre-market high is sitting at 172.95. Pre-market low is at 170.83. On a more micro scale, you also want to pay attention on the 171.86. In the event this thing hits its head, finds resistance, and starts making its way back down, you're going to be looking at the 169.78 as a key area, and 168.60, 168.70-ish is going to be key as well. That could actually be down around the 50s, 168.50s. All right, that's Apple. What about Facebook? Facebook, another one, had a huge ramping day yesterday. Just didn't give up, but it did sell off a little bit overnight, and then it came back and ramped up this morning. So what does that mean? Of course, it had the big drop, then it came up. But what's important with Facebook is this huge gap. And then look at this precedent it's set. So we're going to have to wait and see where this is going to go. What does that look like for us? Most likely, this 171.55 is a good place to look for. But we are probably, let's just give it a little extra room. 173.29, 172.40, the 171.55, 170.70. Currently, the pre-market high is at 169.88. Pre-market low is at 168.20. Also important is going to be the whole number of 169. It's going to need to hold that if we're going to see it jump up and go somewhere today. If it falls backwards, we're looking at key areas around the 167.32 all the way down to 167. That's just going to be a gray area for you there. And if it breaks through the 167, then we're looking at 166.50-ish. You got some good resistance there. And then all the way down at the 165.70, 164.75. That's going to take you down to yesterday's lows. So watch out for that. Netflix had an amazing day yesterday. And then overnight, it's just been ramped. So what does that look like for us? Oops. Clear this out. So you see we have previous resistance up here. So that's going to be key. I definitely expect Netflix and Nvidia to keep going. Let's see. On the absolute high side that I'd be expecting, 368, 25-ish. 365 could be key, but again, extreme. I wouldn't. Normally, I expect to see it staying in the greens here. So 361.90 is probably where I'd say it's likely to top out. 350.98 or no 358.77. This is going to be key. This one right here. If it can break this, then you're going to see it going somewhere. But this could be the ceiling for the day quite easily. 355.70, that's the pre-market high. Halfway is going to be the 352.50. Pre-market low, 359.50. And then on the downside, watch out around the 346.43 and the 343.30. If it gets below that, then I really can't see the 340.20. But that would be a critical area, is right around the 340.20. So, all right. Nvidia had another hell of a day. Nvidia is kind of the one off here in that it was below the 50 EMA. The rest of them have been over the 50 EMA. But it definitely had a good day, enjoying above the 9 and the 20 on a solid run up. But you have this nasty 50 coming right above the head, above its head. So it's definitely got a ceiling here. How far away is that ceiling? Well, it does have plenty of room where it could run and still, not quite get to it. So maximum you'd be looking at is around 155.55 on an amazing day. Key areas 153.72, 152.82, 151.93. That's definitely the one I'd be watching for. 151.03. So we're right up in here. Very important. It's been holding up all morning, but it did have a little bit of a, didn't quite hold the full value from last night. 148.28 is key. If it does drop off, 147.43, 146.50-ish. I don't expect to see it go more than that, but if it had an absolutely horrible day, maybe you'd see it all the way down around the 144.5. I don't see that, but it could happen, right? So this thing does have range to move, so don't dispute where, like, don't get caught thinking this thing's going to turn around any minute, don't fight it. All right. Basically, I guess what we're looking at, the major players of the tech stocks expect that they can continue going up today. Also look for a rug pull. If something seems fishy with the volume and the way things are going, be surprised if big money flips the script on us and pulls the rug out from underneath us, right? Play cautiously, expect big moves, and just look out for things that don't make sense. Algo candles and, price action moving with no volume, and be safe, right? But that's going to be the plan of the day, is get into it a little slower than I did yesterday. I took a loss coming out of the gate. I quickly made that up, but it just was a day of trading that I didn't feel too comfortable entering in. The good news is the volume is back on Apple. Facebook and Netflix have some decent volume coming in this morning. So should be a little more reasonable of what we're used to. AMD is topping the chart and there's price range. So pretty much a normal day of what you normally see me watching. Apple, Facebook's, Nvidia, and then AMD for sure. That's going to be where I'm keeping my eyes at today, right? And then we'll see what else decides it wants to climb. But don't forget, Microsoft and Intel also had a great day yesterday, so don't rule those out. Keep your eyes on them. Good luck, guys. I'll see y'all later on. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and give me some comments and feedback. All right.